Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Entrepreneur, and last year I was talking to my dad about Uber. We're talking about regulation, and I was saying that Uber was headed for a lot of regulation, and they needed to change how they were going to do things, because if they didn't prepare for this legislation, they would be woefully unprepared to deal with it when the time came. My dad said, you know what, Kevin? Uber is so arrogant that if it came to being legislated and going out of business, they would rather go out of business than have to follow government rules. Which, I have to admit, yep, that's turned out to be true so far. And it's even more true today because Uber is actually going to exit an entire market because of new regulations. Of course, it's not like this isn't the first time they've done this. They did this with Austin, Texas, too, keep in mind. According to Reuters, ride-hailing service Uber said on Thursday it would suspend its license service in Greece after the approval of local legislation which imposes stricter regulation on the sector. Uber, which operates a licensed service in the Greek capital, has faced opposition from local taxi drivers who accuse it of taking their business, which, I'm going to have to state this again, yes, it's a competitor. That happens. I mean, the fact that there is a competitor is not in and of itself a bad thing. How they compete can be if it's, not competing fair, if they're breaking some rules in doing so, or if, say, one industry is regulated one way and the other industry doesn't have those regulations. That's not a level playing field. But just having competition is not a bad thing. And it's certainly not illegal. Quote, new local government regulations were voted on recently with provisions that impact ride-sharing service, Uber said in a blog post. We have to assess if and how we can operate within this new framework, and so we'll be suspending UberX in Athens from next Tuesday until we can find an appropriate solution. Uber operates two services in Athens, UberX, which uses professional licensed drivers, and Uber Taxi, which uses taxi drivers. So, wait a minute. If the Uber app can connect taxis, regular taxis, to people, I don't get it. What's the problem? That actually sounds like that's way better than what we have here. Here, the taxis are on their own. Overseas, the Uber app will connect you with some regular taxis. That actually seems like a good thing. The new regulations requires each trip to start and end in the fleet partner's designated headquarters or parking area, something Uber does not do. A digital registry of all ride-sharing platforms and their passengers will also be created. So, I'm assuming what this is saying is basically the Uber drivers would have to go somewhere that is designated and wait for a call. Yeah, actually, as a driver, I would have an issue with that, if that is the full extent of the, regulations. The company launched in Europe in 2011, angering some local authorities and taxi drivers who said it did not abide by the same rules in insurance, licensing, and safety. In all fairness, they don't. Following widespread protests, court battles, and bans, Uber has taken a more emollient stance under its new CEO, Dara K., suspending operations in various cities in order to comply with local regulations. Okay, the data registry and return to garage requirement will only apply to ride-hailing services like Uber and Beat, while taxi drivers will be able to use cars that are up to 20 years old. So, this is interesting, that's interesting regulation. And maybe I'm even misunderstanding this. I fully admit, guys, I'm a little dumbfounded by this. I was expecting Greece to be imposing new fees or maybe requiring like a professional business license. I was actually expecting something bombshell, but this is weird. Really? The new regulations require each trip to start and end in the fleet partner's designated headquarters or parking area, something that Uber does not do. What a weird regulation. I mean, it's one that seems like it'd be easy to get around. I mean, Uber would just have to rent some... Oh. Just dawned on me. That's why they don't like it. They'd have to be renting garages so that the drivers would have some place to go. Because you can't have individual addresses as destination spots, so yeah, they'd have to rent a garage. Drivers have to go to the garage, turn the app on, do their thing, and on the end of the day, go back to the garage, turn the app off, and yeah, that's kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie. That is definitely a really dumb thing. So, and apparently the taxi drivers don't have to do that. So, yeah, I'm gonna side with Uber on this one, much as I hate to admit it. I mean, look, I think Uber needs to be regulated. They for sure need to be regulated, but that's just a dumb thing to do. That you don't regulate them by giving competitors a distinct advantage. Like, that's almost like going to the World Series and saying, "Hey, you know what? The Yankees, yeah, they win a lot. They've got better players. They've just got the better overall product. So you know what? To make it fair to the other team, we're gonna force everyone to play only with their left hands, even though some people are right. Most of them are right-handed. I mean, it's just a dumb rule. So yeah, kind of siding with Uber on this one. Hate to say it. I hope they figure this thing out. But what about you guys? Do you agree with this decision? Do you disagree? I'd love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy the videos I make, consider becoming a patron rental $1 a month. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.